Hey guys, today's video is all about my 3 biggest tips to help you avoid the temptation of junk food. So I know a lot of people have a goal or a resolution this year to improve their eating habits, and that is a tough job. Some of you that don't know me might not know this, but I used to be a junk food addict. I loved fast food, I loved processed foods, I loved soda, all of that stuff. So for me to transition to healthy eating took a lot of work. And so over the years, I've kind of condensed the 3 biggest factors that have helped me stick to it and not fall into the trap of junk food again. So I want to share those with you today. So the first one is, it's pretty obvious and it sounds so simple, but I think a lot of people overlook it. And that is you need to find a healthy eating plan that you absolutely love. Because if you love the healthy food you're eating, you're not even going to be tempted by the junk food. So those people that know me well know my favorite is Well Fed. I tried a lot of recipe sites, blogs, cookbooks, and I found myself going back to this one over and over again. That was a pattern. The food is just absolutely delicious. It's so full of flavor, so unique. I fell in love with this cookbook. And when I started eating from here, I realized how delicious healthy food could be. And quite honestly, junk food didn't even compare to anything I was eating out of this cookbook. So this was huge for me. And then, to make it even better, the author came out with Well Fed 2. So this is another go-to. These are my pride and joy of my cookbook collection. These far surpass any other cookbooks that I've ever owned, and I continue to cook from them to this day. The author, Melissa Joulwan, also has a blog called theclothesmakethegirl.com, and I find myself constantly referencing her recipes, especially if I need to try a new food or I need to try and make myself like a food that I traditionally haven't. I always go to her because I know that the best shot I have of liking that food is through one of her recipes. And if I can't like it with one of her recipes, chances are it's just not going to happen anywhere else. So I love that tip because when you truly enjoy the food at home, you find yourself not having to spend money of eating out all the time. My husband and I save so much money that way because even when we do go out, we kind of sit there and think, gosh, we can make something so much better at home just by using these cookbooks. So I truly love the food that I eat at home. It's so much better than any of the junk food I ever ate. In fact, when I taste junk food now, it's so bland compared to the flavors that you get from real food. So I truly love the way I eat. And when it's enjoyable, then you just don't even find yourself tempted for the unhealthy food. So that's my first tip. My second tip is to watch how you talk about your food choices. I hear a lot of people say things like, I slipped up, I messed up, I couldn't resist, it was so tempting, all my friends were eating it, so I felt I should too. And when you speak like that, you train your brain to think that the food is in control and that the food has power and that you're a helpless victim. And that's not the case. So when you talk about your food choices, speak about them exactly that way. They are choices. Nobody can force you to eat anything you don't want to eat. It is your choice, always. So I don't eat clean 100% of the time. I indulge from time to time, but when I speak about it, I try to make sure I speak about it in a way where it's, I chose to eat that. And guess what? Sometimes I regret making that decision. Sometimes I don't. But it gives me the power to realize that I'm in control. And when you feel empowered like that, you feel empowered that you can also make a different choice next time around if you want to. So that is a huge thing. Never underestimate the changes that you got to make up here to be able to maintain your healthy lifestyle. And my third tip is to prioritize your indulgences. So when I first started eating healthy, even though they tell you not to do this, I'm human, I started thinking of all the things I couldn't eat anymore. And that was overwhelming. So I thought to myself, if I could keep one junk food, the one that just really stands out, that I really enjoy more than anything else, what would it be? And that for me is pizza. That's my favorite junk food. So just the fact that I gave myself permission to have that in my diet every once in a while just took so much pressure off. And it also made me able to say no to a lot of other junk foods because, hey, I got to keep my favorite #1 thing, which was pizza. Nothing else compares. Nothing else measures up to pizza. So why am I going to waste my indulgence on these inferior junk foods when I can hold out for pizza? So I find when you prioritize like that, it makes it easier to say no to the other things because you're holding out for something that's more special. Because treats aren't special when they happen every day. It should be rare. It should be something that's really different. So that has been a huge tip for me When it comes to desserts, I'm not really a dessert person, so that's always been a little bit easier for me. But there's only really one dessert that I actually go seek out on my own, and that would be a lemon bar. And so when I see a table full of desserts, it's really easy to say no because there's no lemon bars there. And so I'm going to hold out for the one thing that I think is really worth it, and that's a lemon bar. So kind of pick your major ones and hold out for those. Make it more special than just caving to everything that's ever presented to you. So once again, just to recap those tips, number one is to find a healthy eating plan that you love through cookbooks, websites, blogs. For me, it's my Well Fed Cookbooks and her blog. I absolutely love eating the healthy food in there. Number two is to watch how you talk about your food choices. They are always a choice, and you are always in control, and you always have the power. So make sure that you speak like that to train your brain to think that way. And number three is to prioritize your indulgences so that you're really holding out for the things that are special and you're not caving into every treat that's ever presented, because guess what? They're everywhere and they're not going away anytime soon. So really focus on the one thing that is special and unique. So I hope that those tips have helped you. I hope you can at least take away some things from that or tweak them to meet your own needs. But those have really helped me in my health and fitness journey. So I hope they help you too. So until next time, take care. Talk to you soon.